And some days it's just hard to leave the house. Tried to get out before 9. It's now 10 o'clock. Oh, kids are whining. They don't want me to leave. Oh, I'm just gonna go get coffee. Just trying to wake up. Been looking at a couple snowmobiles. Polaris 500, like old one. $500. I hear they're pretty rock solid. But the guy said it starts and everything, and I go over there, I go to his house, and can't get it started. So I'm like, oh, well, that's a carb job right out the door, isn't it? So there was one, I think in San Bertin for $1,300. Really nice. It was 2006. It was pretty, not as old. That thing sold instantly. And the guy couldn't get that other one started, and I said, well, I'll come back. And I figured, like, he would text me when he figured it out, like, or when he got it running, and it never did. I'm on the fence about the snowmobile, like, because it'd be cool to have, but what if it doesn't snow? Like last season. Where's that guy going? Why's he parked there? I guess that's it. I thought he was parked there to hunt. Like, most of this area says no hunting. I guess he's just walking his dog. So yeah, it's like I guess if I had gotten out to San Bertin, I might have bought that other one. I guess like if it's a really good deal, I'll bite. If not, I don't really care. I'm sure once I get one, and if it snows, it'll be amazing. But fix that stop sign. Let's see. How many weeks do you think this thing is going to be down? It's fine by me. I don't really care. I think I gotta adjust my clutch. It's been a pain in the ass. This clutch has always been a pain in the ass, but like I've been having a harder time getting it in first now. Oh, it just feels good to get out. I haven't been getting out every day, so when I do get out, it's just that much more gratifying. The problem is nowadays it's like the day is pretty much over at noon. That's when it just starts getting darker after that. It's pretty awful. Not noon, but shortly thereafter. It's like it doesn't make it. They should change it and keep daylight savings. That's it. Leave it at that. I'm one of those people. I used to be the other people. Just keep it at standard time. Now I'm like, no. Let's do like because why did they arrive at standard time? You know, I guess I'd have to research that to really determine if it's a good idea to just keep it at daylight savings time. 'Cause I feel, based on my own emotions, which we don't know, the world should be governed by your emotions, right? So, uh, but based on my feelings, um, keep it at daylight savings time forever because it's like a real kick in the nuts. The days get shorter, so let's make them even shorter by going back to standard time. It's just like, are you kidding? F that. I'd take one of those Hondas over a Harley any day. Food truck open? Negatory. That place is great. If you're ever in the Ashland Wilderness area, do drop in. Fantastic food. I feel like there's more wind noise with the vents closed. Is this a thing? I gotta check out this pork squamp meats. I think they call it. What an awful name, but hey, it might be good. I gotta check out the head pork. It says they raise it right there. I'm all about good pork. I love pork. I just hate the shit they sell in the supermarket. It's awful. It smells, always smells bad. Well, that reminds me, I was watching. I like watching those street food videos on YouTube from different cultures: Japan, Germany, uh, Mexico. They had one in Berlin, and they took like this. I forget what cut of pork. And they put it in a grinder, but mixed it, put it in a mixer with like salt and pepper. And I'm like, oh, they're making fresh sausage, right? Takes it out of the mixer, spreads it on a bun, and puts it out on display. I was like, what the fuck is that? Well, apparently, I didn't know this. There's a very popular food in Germany called Met. I think Met, or in some parts they call it like Hackpeter. And it's raw ground pork on a bun. And they just eat it like that. And I was like, there's no way, like, people got it. Like, the way that we treat pork in this country is like, you know, it's like hazmat. I looked it up and I couldn't find any, like, news articles about people getting sick eating that. And they were, like, cross contaminating everything. They were touching the pork, and then they were, like, grabbing sandwiches and handing them to people. I'm like, what is this? You know, it's just shows you how bad things are in this country where the food industry pretty much runs everything. Let's see, can I get in here for my coffee or yes, perhaps. Take the picnic tables out. These zippers suck. This is gonna be good. I got myself some coffee and some cider for tonight. The Vermont apple cider, the hard cider around here is really good. A little pricey, but I figure it's like a bottle of wine, you know? To me, it's like the flavor is like, tastes like a really good champagne almost. I like that little small marketplace. Parking sucks. So I only go there if there's like barely anybody in the parking lot. But as I sit there drinking my coffee, people just pile in. Like that truck just pulls on the side right near the entrance, and the old people start piling in. It's like, I'm gonna wait. I saw that old guy. He hit something I didn't see because my view was blocked by a truck, but I heard this pretty loud crunch. And I was like, what the? So as I'm leaving, the truck is leaving, and he's leaving at the same time. I'm like, I gotta turn my camera on, because this is gonna be some good footage here. Thankfully, luckily for them, nothing happened. But I'll sit there and I'm like looking at the situation like, no, I'll wait. That's going to be like that truck parked there, blocking my view. No, I'll wait. I swear it's always windy on this road. I was up in Campton a couple days ago, and it was like beautiful and sunny, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's on the video there. I think I uploaded that. As soon as my battery died, so I didn't get all the footage I wanted. I wasn't planning on going to Sandwich Notch, but I got a little bit, so that was cool. It's still open. I was pretty excited about that. But I get back into this area, and it's all cold and cloudy and windy. It's like, you would think that the White Mountain area would be the less hospitable area, but apparently the lakes region is, I don't know, windier. If you go up Mount Washington, then you're in for a windy surprise. But I haven't done that on the bike, and I don't know if I really care to. I've been up there a million times. From what I understand, they paved it the whole way up now, so it's like completely uninteresting to me. Again, like New Hampshire's obsession with paving everything, which is kind of odd to me because, they're all about natural beauty. They're supposed to be. That's growing up. That's how New Hampshire was always known. Uh, you'd think there'd be a push to keep old roads old, dirt roads dirt. But no, they just pave away. Pave like there's no tomorrow. I mean, look at that Tripoli Road. I don't know who maintains that. Very stupid. See this shit? Old people, man. She waves to me like to thank me for slowing down. I would have loved to smash into the side of you, lady, but, you know. Drag you out, not your teeth out, but I'm sure those are already gone anyway. Oh my gosh, listen. Could have just ghost rode it into her car. Here's Miracle Farms. It's going to be, my observation, that's going to be a big housing situation if it's not already, because they employ a lot of people from other countries, and they're gigantic. This Miracle Farm is like everywhere around here. I gotta stop right here at some point. The bug. Let's go see if these tennis courts are open. There's a nice park here. One day it rained a lot. My youngest son had to pee, so I pulled into this park here. And it's all dirt. The parking lot's all dirt. And it was just filled with like these huge pools of water. And I was just four-wheeling it in the roof. In the Highlander, my oldest son was getting such a kick out of that. Oh boy. It's like splashing up as much mud as I possibly could. See, this is a nice place to rip around. Nice fields. And back here there's tennis courts, which I'm all about. I love tennis. I'm pretty good at it too. Never played on a team or anything, but I learned, my parents taught me how to play. And I had a couple friends that were really good at it that taught me some pointers. I got dogs everywhere. Dogs, dogs, dogs. That's alright. Snowmobile trail there. Let's go back this way because I don't want to have to go at that light here. It's awful. Oh, they have a skate park. I think I knew that, didn't I? But see, that old lady, that's why you get in trouble when you don't go the speed limits on these roads. So if I was doing like, you know, my little 80 mile an hour trick there, that could have been bad. That's why the KLR is a good bike for me, because you can go fast. It's just not like hooligan fast. Well, you know, hooligan high-end torque there. The torque's in the bottom. The power band is very slow and predictable, if that makes sense. Of course, I'd love to have another hooligan bike, but maybe when the kids get older. be a little more risky. Although I don't know. I don't think there's any ever really good. $12,000 for that UTV. It's a lot of money, but not for that. It's pretty good. See? Look at this. Assholes. Unbelievable. These people around here are just on drugs, man. We are all on drugs. Oh, I love me some Weezer. I think that's one of the best bands. Period. I'll take them over the Beatles. I think that, yeah. Let's just leave it at that. As my friend Ken used to say, they write some bangers, right? Every song. Like, I bought, when the Blue album first came out, I bought it the summer of '94. And every song on that album, 10 songs, your typical, 10 song, every song on that album was just a hit. Every song on that album could be on the radio. It wasn't, but it could be. Not around here anyway. Maybe in California they were all on the radio. That's my favorite, probably my favorite album of all time. There's a lot of sentiment there too. I mean, I'm not being purely objective, although I feel I am a little bit as a songwriter. I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what it takes to make a hit. I've written a few. Never got any radio play, but I got my stuff on all the streaming services. But anyway, that album to me is a masterpiece. It's so special. It's so different than anything else. And then you've got Pinkerton, their next album, which is quite honestly too special. Like, I can't even listen to that album because it's so personal. The songs, that he wrote with that, just the moment, you can just tell that it's a very personal album. It's very hard for me to listen to because it's just almost too much emotion, and too much innocence, and too much guilt, and just very pure. It's a very artful album, and it's hard for me to listen to because it's so special, if that makes any sense. And I'm a straight up rock and roll guy. I like songs that are just positive and want to get you, get up and go kind of stuff, kick ass kind of stuff. I like rock, straight up rock, good rock, positive. So few songs fit into that, especially these days. That's why that Blue album's so special, because they're just like these like rocket powered, positive rock songs. And they kind of went with that, which was good. A lot of their hits after, I think, the Green album were just like, wow, some of the best rock songs ever written. Siamese Dream, Smashing Pumpkins was one of my favorite albums, but I don't know, it didn't stand the test of time for me. I don't know why. I haven't quite put my finger on it. Maybe I just like the simpler, more concise stuff. Siamese Dream's a little bit trippy, which is cool sometimes. But I think that's what it is. It's just it gets kind of drony. I'm also not a big metal fan. I'm just like a rock guy. I just love good, real rock and roll. You know, everything from Buddy Holly to Chuck Berry. Um, classic rock like that. Classic rock and roll, old school rock and roll like that. To Tom Petty, Gin Blossoms. I love the Gin Blossoms. The first album. Um, Nirvana. There's something to be said about early Nirvana stuff. That kind of got boring. I really like Bleach a lot. I like the unadulterated, not overproduced kind of stuff. The stuff that you really just captures a moment in time. To me, that's what rock and roll is all about. Just that spontaneity. The album we recorded, that's what we tried to do, and we sacrificed a lot of fidelity in trying to do that, which I think is the main complaint when people listen to it. Oh, that's all right. I mean, to me, it just sounds like early Rolling Stones, you know. But it's hard to make that case nowadays where everything's so processed. But I feel we did a good job. I don't know if we could have made any more compromises to have a better fidelity but still capture the magic. I don't know if we could have done a better job, honestly. But yeah, that's what I like. I like that raw, that rock and roll. And another good example is the Doors. If you listen to at least the way he vocalizes, you can tell he's trying to capture the magic. Michael Jackson is another good example. As processed as those two projects are, what where the magic is in the vocalizing. You can tell he's trying to get in the mood, try to get in the zone and belt it out. Pixies are very good, although a little strange. Music's very subjective. Like, I'll talk to people that think, Slipknot's the greatest band that ever existed. I mean, hey man, if it does something special for you, then that's all that matters, But it's hard for me to be like, I think they're fucking terrible. Because I don't like the showmanship. Like, once you start getting all the... Let's go real slow here. Once you start getting all the chicanery, it's like Kiss, right? But the thing is, Kiss wrote some kick-ass rock songs. The songs that they made and recorded were exactly what I'm talking about getting like that good rock sound. But the show they put on is like, I'm not interested. Like, that's so dumb to me, right? So when you got a band who just wants to put on a show where the show overshadows the music, that's where it gets cringy for me. And for me, like Bruce Lee, even though he was talking about, I mean, I think he was talking about all art, honestly, because the greatest challenge as an artist is to honestly express yourself. That is, when I heard that back in the '90s, I heard that recording, that video, that interview with Longstreet or something like that. Some weird old black and white show. That was way before my time. When I heard Bruce Lee say that, I was like, oh my god, that's one of the truest observations I've ever encountered. The challenge as an artist, the goal is to honestly express yourself. And for me, as a songwriter, that's, if I got in the zone, I wouldn't listen to anything. I very rarely, growing up when I was writing, and in my modes, when I get in modes where I'm writing, I don't want to listen to any other music. I don't want to hear. I just want to hide underground and without any influences, and just write. Because my whole thing as a songwriter was I don't want to be influenced by anything else. That's why it's like I haven't written a song in years, because I can't get that isolation that I need. I can't isolate when I got the kids, and it's just too many responsibilities. I can't spend those long hours in isolation anymore. That's just what it takes, in my opinion, to write really good stuff. Sometimes it just takes getting together and, having putting down a bottle of whiskey, honestly, but usually when that happens, I'm pulling from stuff that I had already written, and then you get a lot of magic can happen from that. But that's the other thing, is I got no one. My drummer's he's still in Connecticut, and real life got in the way, essentially. That's it. That's the end of it. If I could find a really good drummer, maybe but I don't think I'll find anyone that is a natural. Look at that owl! Wow, there was an owl right on that branch. And now it's like I feel old, and there's too much. It's too much ruining my psyche now. Too many distractions. Too many doubts. Like, who cares if you're old, right? But there's always that stigma, like, because when I was growing up, there's always those people, like, in your neighborhood that these weird old people that, talked about how they were in a band and they were doing this before any of that. It's like, I don't want to be that person. That's just like too scary to me. So it's like better to just fucking drop it. Drop the whole thing and just, get into motorcycles, right? As a songwriter, I've always had a very fragile psyche. Very easy to get in my head. I think because, my dad always made fun of me when I was a kid. He's like, you're too sensitive. So I've had, fix that throughout my life too, and I don't think that's really a good thing. So I've had to kind of do things to desensitize my self. You just, you build up this sort of callousness, you just build up this callousness, and it turns off a lot of those sensors, so to speak. I had a good childhood. I'm not going to complain. But my dad was always kind of a pain in the ass. And the thing is, it's like, you could say, well, that's kind of how dads are supposed to be, but it really did leave an impression on me in a lot of ways. Throughout my teenage years, where with my son, always just try to be super encouraging. You know, he's driving me crazy lately with this vacuum cleaner thing. Like, I said, dude, why don't you just use a real vacuum cleaner so you can help clean up around the house? See, like, that's something my dad would say, because my dad is, like, a realist, you know? That's something, like, he would always just knock down anything you wanted to do. All your joy he would take away and say, you know, let's get real, right? So I have a little bit of that, and I think that's good. I have a lot of bit of that, and I think that's good. But for my kid, you know, it's like, so I finally got him to, I said, I got this little handheld vacuum downstairs. It's not that loud. And I said, why don't you just, use these earmuffs. And so we did that. It was like this whole new world, and he's like so excited about having his vacuum cleaner. Now it's my own vacuum. He's like obsessed with vacuum cleaners. I don't understand it, but I just let him go with it. I said, go ahead, clean the house. So he's going to every corner where there's like, you know, dust bunnies from the dog, because he's a lab, and he just sheds nonstop. And he's cleaning the house. And I'm letting him go. He's driving me crazy because it's like a vacuum cleaner going until the damn thing dies, but whatever. I'm letting him do it. I'm letting him explore. He comes downstairs this morning, and where's the vacuum cleaner? Oh, it's downstairs charging. Oh, I want the vacuum cleaner. I said, well, Lucas, get dressed. Get dressed first, and then, you know, then we'll go from there. And he's all, you know, making a big stink. So I said, go get dressed, and I'll go get you the vacuum cleaner. So I mean, before I leave, it's just, you know. But I'm being positive about it. Because you know what? A, he's very interested in it because of the technology in it. He knows about the fan and the motor, and he knows how he watches videos about taking them apart and stuff. And I'm going to stop here and take a damn leak. That coffee's got me wanting to take a piss. God, I really hate these zippers. The reason these zippers are a pain in the ass because they're waterproof. So that that shuttle on the zipper there has to go over this waterproof material. That's why they're a pain. I'm not sure they could have done it any other way. This battery's going to die any minute. And I failed to get gas.